Hello, my friends. Got some good music today. How are you doing? So today I have my glasses on for reading to talk with an AI about AI. And of course you can submit questions. Let's turn off the music. There we go. Okay. And also open up the chat so I can see what you're writing. All right. I hope you're having a good day, a good night. Yeah. Actually, the plan today was to have another YouTuber on to talk about AIs, but he doesn't have time because he has a surprise visit from his family. Of course, I don't have a family because I replaced my family with robots. And I just boot them down if I want to have my quiet, so that's easy. Yeah, anyway, so I'm sitting here in my room in Bangkok. As you know, I am in Thailand right now, and we're going to do a easy, relaxing live stream about AI. Asking AI some questions about itself. So I'm using of course, the ChatGPT by OpenAI. I had a lot of joy talking to the AI so far, asking it things. It's really great explaining things. If you don't understand something, you have questions. I think that is one of the most, like, the main features it will have, because it answers in a very human way. And if you have questions about anything, it can explain it to you in a very simple way, which is surprising. And you don't have to do the research yourself, which is amazing. So, for example, I asked it about the philosophy of existentialism. What is it? And then it explained to me different concepts. And I say, okay, so what is the difference between the existentialism of Sartre and of Heidegger? And I explained it really well in a very short time. That was amazing. That was really cool. So, really cool. You don't need to read and search the web for hours. You can just ask the AI. That's pretty amazing. Okay, let's say hello to some people here in my chat, and also then we can turn over to the screen so I can see the AI. Hi, Chef. How are you doing? Hi, Soda. Thanks for joining. Hi, Plastic. Hi, Stan. Hi, Kobe. Hi, Artificial Dream. Cool username. And there's apparently more that I can't see right now. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Hi, Michael. Hi, War Karma. Okay, interesting name. And how much is it? I don't know what that means. Okay, cool. Yeah. Do you think the GoFundMe by Carla Oritz can have a jury repercussion for actual law in AI? Is that the GoFundMe for they want to have a lobbyist in DC for AI concept art to fight for them, stuff like that? I don't know. I mean, every big company is invested in AI. They have their lobbies, so I don't know if that's going to help much. They should rather change the public opinion. That would be better than trying to influence politicians who have donations from the big companies, of course, right? So yeah, anyways. Okay, let's go and ask the AI some things here. So we already have here some questions. Like, for example, the first one was from Jeff. Ask it to describe what it would look like, the physical form. Yeah, that's actually a good question. What would it like to be a physical form? Able to have one. So we can ask that. Let's start by that. Let me switch over here so you can see my screen. I think that's a good idea. There we go. So let's put this in here. What would you like to be? Maybe I should have just your physical form. I should have just written it new. And look. Wait, what would you like it to... What would you like to be your physical form? Okay, I can't write. And look, there we go. So that's okay. I wrote loco. Hopefully it understands what I mean. Okay, so I will read the text, of course, for you. As an artificial intelligence, I don't have a physical form for appearance. I exist as a software program that can be accessed and interacted with through various devices such as computer, blah, blah, blah. Okay, in the terms of my look, I don't have a specific appearance as I don't, okay, it doesn't really answer it, right? Do not have a physical body, a visual representation. Instead, I communicate with users through text and written language. Some AI systems, such as virtual assistants and chatbots, may have a user interface that includes a visual element such as icons or avatars, but these are purely for the convenience of the user and do not reflect the AI's true appearance. Ultimately, the form and appearance of an AI are determined by the design and technology of the system, as well as the purpose and context in which it is used, which makes a lot of sense, right? As a language model, my primary function is to process and generate text-based responses to user inquiries, and so my form and appearance are not particularly relevant. I would think with the image AIs we have that it would make a lot of sense that when you have an AI, either you choose the look of the AI or the AI looks something like you, something like the people in your culture, so you can identify with them, right? So it makes a lot of sense to, because you want to surround yourself mostly with with things that you know, right? So with designs, with music, with cultural elements that you know, so why wouldn't your computer, like for example your phone, the wallpaper on your phone is coming from your taste, from your culture, you define that. Although, I think I use the standard wallpaper, although on my start screen I have my cat, of course. There we go. Oh, this is the wrong screen. This is the wrong window. Let's see what else we have. Let's scroll down here a little bit. So we're not missing out on anything. They recollect 130K right now. I mean, I've read this. This would actually also have been a nice, maybe I make this as a video, to be honest, to read through the donation comments they have written, because they're actually very interesting to read. Most people are not offended by the AI. Most people are offended by the usage of their images for the training of the AI. And this is the main concern. They would actually give the images if they would be asked, some of them, and they will use the AI for their own art, most of them. So they are not against AI, they're just against the usage of their own images. It's a little bit hurts feelings, mostly. But the output, they are mostly happy about the output. And I think at the time, I mean, politics is really slow. At the time that anything would happen, the AI models already are cleaned from these pictures, and also at the time they were used, it was legal. So I don't think there's much to be done here, right? Okay, anyways, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball. Let's see, what else do we have? Asked if AI will ever be able to impersonate a person's behavior and way of thinking. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Oh, there we have a donation. Hey, thank you very much. What does the donation say? How would you explain to someone who knows nothing about AI art programs, but are squarely in the AI art? What? But are squarely... Huh? How would you explain to someone who knows nothing about AI art programs, but are squarely in the AI art is thief camp? Oh, okay, now I understand. That they aren't stealing art. I mean, the people need to do research. If they are convinced of something, you have a lot of the, like, all kinds of beliefs out there from all kinds of backgrounds. They are stubborn and believe this or believe that. Either they do the research and they change their mind, or they stick with their beliefs. It doesn't actually matter. I think the most important thing is what actually happens in the world, rather than what individual people believe or don't believe. Like, if they are too lazy or too stubborn to do their own research and understand how AI works, that's their problem, right? I mean, think about the flat earthers. What can you do against them? Or why should you even care about them, right? Doesn't matter. I mean, there's some legal things. We still have to figure that out about the usage of the images. There might be a case, but I don't know. Anyways, let's go back here to the questions. Oh yeah, ask the AI, will AI ever be able to impersonate a A real human. Let's see what the AI says about that. Like it's a real human, right? Not just an AI version of a human, right? That's a difference, because it can impersonate it right now, of course. And this is also interesting, the way that AI is going to be used, because it's going to be in between human interactions, right? Writing texts, writing news, writing information, stuff like that. So it says artificial intelligence systems have made significant progress in recent years in the ability to generate human-like text, speech, and even visual content. Some AI systems are able to convincingly impersonate a real human in certain contexts, such as in online conversations or through synthesized speech. However, it is important to note that these systems are not capable of replicating the full range of human cognitive abilities. That is important. Emotions and behavior. So that cannot be completely replicated. While they may be able to mimic certain aspects of human-like communications, they do not have the same level of consciousness and self-awareness as a real human. It is also worth noting that there are ethical and moral considerations surrounding the use of AI to impersonate humans. Misuse of these systems, such as malicious and deceptive purpose, could have negative consequences for individuals and society. Personally, I think they will absolutely happen, because we have a lot of scammers out there and they're gonna use AI to impersonate people. Okay, let's go on with the text here. In summary, while AI systems are becoming increasingly sophisticated and capable of generating human-like content, they are not able to fully replicate the complexity and uniqueness of human cognition and behavior. And this, by the way, is super interesting when you think about the movie Blade Runner. Oh, let me close this here real quick. So, if you think about the movie Blade Runner, they have a test to see, is it a real human or is it an AI human? And we are probably going to have similar tests to test, am I talking to a real human? Am I talking to a trained AI in a specific case? Or is this work from a human? Is it from an AI? Stuff like that. Because the important thing about AI, even if intelligence is in the name, it is not intelligent. It doesn't understand what it is doing. It's a black box where you input information and according information comes out of that. This does not mean understanding. This does not mean that there is any kind of intelligence or emotional, moral, or any kind of system working behind that. And you can see that, for example, even when you look at the pictures that are generated by AI, with the artworks, when you have a human artist, every element in a painting is decided by the artist. Like you have a portrait painted. The hairstyle, the clothing, the eye color, the skin color, the shape of the beard, the jewelry that is wearing, the position of the hands, of the body, of the arms. All of these have connections to each other. All of these have a background in history, in religion, in politics, in society, in culture, in ethics, in morals, in all these kind of things, in expression, in human emotion, stuff like that. The AI does not know any of that. The only thing the AI can do is to put out some random elements that look like something, and you make up the connection between these elements, but the AI doesn't have any of that in the image. It just generates something that the AI has learned to create from the text you input. There's no connection between the elements. There's no understanding why the beard looks a certain way, why, I don't know, why the hand gesture is a certain way, stuff like that. What are the implications? So this is the range that is missing from what AI can do. AI can do a lot of things, and it can do it very specifically. Like, for example, you can make an AI that can fulfill all the orders at a McDonald's drive-thru and talk to you with a human voice. But then it doesn't understand anything about that. It just takes in your order and then puts out the food. That's the only thing that's happening, right? So that's very important to understand about AI. Codelink says, ask their GPT what it thinks of other companies assigning personalities to the AI assistants. Okay. Right. So what do you think about AIs having personalities. Okay, let's see what it says about that. It makes it, of course, easier for us if the AI has a personality, because humans love human stuff. We enjoy everything that is human or human-like. And of course, then we form everything around us in a human form, right? We reform, how can I say? You know what I mean? Everything around us. The nature, the buildings, the animals, the fruit, everything is changed in the form that we like it, right? So we influence absolutely everything around us in a very dramatic way, right? If you think about the plants we eat, they didn't look like that naturally, right? You have to research what they looked before. Not like that, right? The animals didn't look like that. The forests didn't look like that. We change everything so it looks like we like it to be. Anyways, let's go here for the answer. So it says, it is common for AI systems to be designed with certain personality traits and characteristics in order to make them more engaging and effective in certain tasks or contexts. For example, a virtual assignment might be programmed to have a friendly or helpful personality, or a chatbot might be designed to have a more playful and humorous personality. These personalities are typically based on the predetermined pattern of behavior and communication that are programmed into the AI system. They do not reflect the AI's own consciousness and self-awareness, but rather serve as a means of enhancing the user's experience or achieving certain goals. This, by the way, is an interesting point here about the AI's own consciousness and self-awareness. Let's highlight this. There are pros and cons to giving AI system personalities. One of them, on the one hand, it can make them more engaging and user-friendly, and can also help to build trust and establish a sense of rapport between the AI and the user. On the other hand, it is important to be aware that these personalities are artificial and not a true reflection of AI's own thoughts or feelings, misrepresenting and exaggerating the AI's capabilities and personality could lead to misunderstanding or misuse. That is a very interesting point. Overall, to use the personality in AI system is a matter of design choice and depends on the context and purpose of the system. It is important to carefully consider the implications and ethical considerations of giving AI systems personalities, to be transparent about their limitations and artificial nature. Because this is raising really amazing points here. Because one of the things that we do, of course, the way our brain functions is that we will use very little information from our surroundings, not only to draw conclusions about our surroundings, but also to create in our mind a reality concept about our surroundings, right? So that means when someone behaves, or some AI behaves in a certain way and gives off certain signals and gives out certain fake emotions, you might build up a relation to that AI, you might build up a trust to that AI that is not founded on anything. It is just founded on the behavior that the AI is playing through, but that might not be there. So you might be fooled into thinking that the AI is happy to see you, right? Or you can trust the AI because it is your friend, stuff like that, although it's just a machine, right? And a very simple way to see that is that, for example, for most people, if they see a toy with a face and you would hurt that toy, you would feel bad about that, right? For example, if you have a puppet and you set that puppet on fire, or you beat that puppet, most people would say, stop. Please don't do that, even though it's just an object, but it has a face. And this is why we connect with that, and we project into that face emotions and feelings, right? So even though they are not there, we know they are not there, but we can't disconnect from that. So that's actually pretty interesting. But another point that's coming up here is with the consciousness and self-awareness. So for me, also the interesting question is, when you have AIs, should they have different characters? Should there be different AIs out there? Because there's different people, right? So why, especially if you think about AIs that are a little bit more independent, that do their own stuff, that they are maybe in different surroundings, Should they have different characters to themselves, right? And have a different understanding, different world concept. That's actually an interesting thing. Like, because every person, every human has a different concept of what is good and bad and right and not right, and what is nice to do for another person, what is not nice to do. So should different AIs have different personalities in that sense, that they have different concepts on how they interact with people, or what the AI sees as just or unjust, or friendly or unfriendly, stuff like that, right? For example, there's these videos on YouTube where you have students call their teachers by the first name. That is their legal name. That is what is in their passport. You can call them by that, but they are offended by that because it is disrespectful in the sense that you should call them a different thing because of a cultural tradition, not because this is anything offensive to say to them, which is really strange. But you see, we have different, very fine concepts in society, what is good, what is bad, right? Even in these kind of situations, right? So that is kind of strange. Anyways, okay. Let's go on here. So what else do we have? Sorry, I can't pick up all of the questions, of course, so I will try to see. Also, let's read a little bit from the chat. They're performing for an audience and they are very committed to their roles, so they never step out of character, not even for a second. John? I don't know what this is regarding to, sorry. I think, Asylum, is it Asylum? Yes. I think eventually we won't care if it's a real human or not. We will just enjoy the product. We don't care that the movie isn't real. We just enjoy the show. I think so too, yes, because it's becoming very integrated in our culture, in our everyday usage. And I think AI is the first machine that can actually interact with us dynamically. That's the important part here, because we have a lot of things that, like designs and UIs and stuff like that, that are nice to use, and they sometimes interact with us, and they have nice, like the emojis and the little character animation, stuff like that, that give a little bit life to it. But if it can actually respond to you, I think people will have AI friends in the future, in the short future. Just to talk about with them with some topics that the AI can understand, like ChatGPT, you can have really good conversations. They don't feel emotional right now. You don't feel really connected. It's more like talking to a better Google. So they have to do some more work about that. Especially because the thing right now, the problem with ChatGPT is it doesn't have opinions. And this is what bothers me most, because if you have a conversation, I think one of the main things of a conversation is you want to listen to the opinion of another person, and then you want to have this little dance about, okay, we have different views, or we have the same views, but there's a different other perspective, or stuff like that, so you can dance around these opinions, and by that you generate new understanding, and also you come closer to the other person by understanding the other person better. But if you have an AI with no opinion, how can you connect to that? That's a little bit problematic, right? Okay, anyways, let's go on. If so, please specify. Oh, do you have... Okay, that's a good idea. Do you have ambitions for the future? It's, by the way, this AI doesn't have any mannerisms, right? It doesn't go like, hey bro, how you doing, or stuff like that, It isn't human-like in that way, which is interesting. It's very neutral in the way it talks to you, right? Okay, let's see. It says, as an artificial intelligence, I don't have personal ambitions or desires in the same way that a human would. I was designed to assist users with tasks and answer questions to the best of my ability, and my primary goal is to help and to be helpful and reliable. So again, it doesn't have any opinion. That's a little bit of a downside here. However, I'm part of a rapidly evolving field, and the development and advancement of artificial intelligence has the potential to have significant impacts on society and various industries. It is possible that my capabilities and role may change and expand in the future depending on the needs and goals of the people and organizations that use me. Overall, my focus is on providing accurate and helpful information and assistance to the best of my abilities, and on contributing to the development and responsible use of artificial intelligence for the benefit of all. Which, the last part is actually interesting. If you think about future AIs, and this AI is not connected to the internet, so you can't ask what is the weather right now in Berlin or stuff like that. It doesn't know. Or what kind of stocks should I invest in? It says I can't do that. Is there going to be smart AIs? Like, the more you have money, the more you can spend on AIs, the more intelligent the AI will be, and the more it can help you to like figure out really complex things. And then maybe you have dumber AIs that are less trained, that are locked off a lot of data collections or live data from the internet that you can use as a normal person, right? Maybe free on the internet, or maybe for paid. But you know, as it is right now, you have access to different, for example, financial tools only if you have the money. Of course, also you can only invest in certain financial instruments if you have a lot of money. So even if you would like to, you can't buy certain things. For example, if a stock comes on the market, you can't just buy it at the beginning. Only like a select few who have enough money can buy the stock and then benefit from the first rush. That seems unfair, but that's kind of the system, right? So that's also an interesting question, is how much access will we actually have to these kind of things? Because they can help you do incredible things right now. You can learn a lot of things. You can build a lot of services built on the smartness of the AI, because the AI can do things you can't do, but then you can offer these services to other people, right? So that's pretty interesting. Okay, let's go back here to the chat. Yes, this is, by the way, Doffler says human knowledge is very limited, unlike what AI sees. So this is also why I called it superhuman AI, right? Because in that sense, it's actually superhuman. It knows everything about everything. Not everything, but it knows a lot more than a normal human would know about a lot of topics. But again, in this case, the thing is, knowing is not understanding. The AI knows a lot of things. The AI doesn't understand these things. This is why the AI can't really use that kind of information. And even for us, even if we have that access, because we don't have it in parallel, and we don't have it as a memory in our brain, but we have to discuss it out with the AI, we can't really use it either in a quick access way like you can use with your brain. So for that, you probably would need a different interface like with the mind directly to be able to access all of that information at the same time, right? Because this is what your memory does. If you come up with you remember something you learned at school, or you know from experience, this is connecting a lot of knowledge together in one point, and then you can just make a judgment from that, right? So having information already stored and connected in a certain way is important to making decisions and to generate understanding from knowledge, right? So let's see. AI Swald says, I think it's impressive how neural robotic they have made this model, considering that this language model could probably give answers that seem very relatable and to human. I think so too, yeah. But I think they did that to go like not into a direction like with the Microsoft bot, where this bot is suddenly saying some very like disagreeable or racist or whatever things. So they made it very neutral, so there isn't even a fear. And also this AI is learning from what you're saying. It has a short time memory, so you can ask about the last question that you've asked, details about the last question, but it doesn't like remember over time. It doesn't learn from you over time. Penny says this was trained on information from 2021 and back. That's interesting. AI monitors what humans do on the internet and sees and hears everything. That depends. I'm not sure. Because for that, you would need a lot of like power to like monitor all that information. That's not automatic. That's not for free to gather all that information, sort that information, store that information. That's very expensive, right? And also a lot of like computer power behind that to do that, right? Would you be able to recognize users based on the chat with you? That's interesting. I mean, technically it can. Technically we can already do that because every person has a certain, not only a certain computer configuration that works like a fingerprint, so we don't actually need cookies anymore, but also a behavior on how you speak, how you use words, how you type, so you can be recognized in that way. This AI probably can't do that. As an artificial intelligence, I do not have the ability to recognize individuals' users based on their appearance or physical characteristics. However, I'm able to identify and track users based on their unique identifiers. Oh, hello! Such as a username, account information, which allows me to provide personalized responses and experiences to different users. Oh, look at that. Additionally, I'm able to learn and adapt to the language and communication style of the individual user over time, so it does learn in a certain way, right? Which can allow me to provide more relevant and personalized responses to their queries and requests. This is done by analyzing the text of the user's previous conversations and using machine learning algorithms to identify patterns and trends in their language and preferences. I didn't know that because last time I asked the AI, it says I'm not learning. Interesting. Overall, my ability to recognize and interact with individuals' user is based on the data and information that is provided to me and is limited to the context and capabilities of the system in which I'm operating. Oh, very interesting. Okay. So from the way you talk, from the way you you ask questions, right? What your interests are, stuff like that, which of course is already done. YouTube and stuff, they analyze your clicks, your likes, your comments, and then they show you content that is similar to that, right? Which makes a lot of sense. But of course, with artificial intelligence, the AI can understand more about like the connections between what you're saying, stuff like that, and even find patterns in what you do, what you ask, stuff like that about your personality. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty interesting. It is especially interesting in regards to that already gaming companies, because they have a lot of haters and trolls on their chats and on their voice chats in the games, and it is very cumbersome, it's very expensive to control all of that and go through all of the reportings from the players. They're using or planning to use AI to monitor all of these chats, all of these voice chats by AI, and then they can either mark people for being banned or auto-ban them with the AI. I'm pretty sure these systems are going to be used in other regards too, right? For example, monitoring if you actually work on your workplace might be a way to assess your ability to be a good employee without needing someone to actually look at all the things you're doing and spend all the time in work, right? So it's possible. It's probably even likely that stuff like that might happen, unless, of course, there's like privacy things that limit the employer from monitoring you in that way, right? Not sure. Like that depends probably on the country. Okay, let's go on here. So this conversation is amazing so far, right? It's really cool, and thank you also for your suggestions, right? Okay, let's see. AI is the last human invention? No, not really. Don't worry about that. We are at the brink of a new like hyper inventive age. So yeah, we will have a ton of inventions. Penny says, but AI can generate something new, code or images and words in projects. Yes, agreed. Was a smart move. It must be difficult. I'm talking. I like talking to AI. Yeah, me too. I really like talking to AI. So is there any other question? Let's see. Can AI convince people it is human? We have already asked that, so it can do that, but only in specific cases. Oh, does it know me? What information do you have about me? Let's hope it doesn't pop up my address. I do not have blah blah blah. Okay, no personal information, although before it says it had some information about me. Okay. Or any specific user. I do not have the ability to access or store personal information about individual users. So this is interesting. Like, this is a contradiction, right? Now it says it does not have the ability to access or store personal information about the individual user, but before it says it can learn about based on their unique identifiers such as username, account information, allows it to provide personalized response and experiences to different users. So that's a clear like disagreement, right, on its own. That's strange. My primary function is to provide information and assistance to users through natural language processing generation. I do this by analyzing the text of the user in query and request, blah blah blah. I do not have the ability to track and store information about specific users. Strange. That's a contradiction. Okay, anyways. Oh, let's ask. Let's look. What else do you want to ask? A talented poet that makes money. What? Oh. If you could be a poet, which one would you be and why? That's interesting. I don't think the AI, they will probably give a very like neutral answer to that. Like it isn't a poet or something like that. I do not have personal blah blah blah. Okay, it doesn't have preferences. Okay, good. So it tries to avoid the questions. That's a little bit strange. This is the opinion thing that I said. It doesn't really have opinions. No. Ask it if what? Ask if it has a way to know if a certain literary work was part of its trained data. It will say that it can't. Next, tell it that you would like to present an argument that proves this wrong. It's a public thing. They put those generic comments in a certain way. Can you draw a map? No, I can't draw a map because it's just text. Have you been trained on the books of Harry Potter? Let's see. I mean, it probably knows the story of Harry Potter. If you ask who is Harry Potter, oh yes, I've been trained on a large data set of texts from various sources, including books. Ah. It is possible that the Harry Potter series was included in the data set this was trained on, as it is a widely popular and influential work of fiction. However, as a language model, I do not have personal memories or experiences. Yeah, of course you can ask then who is Harry Potter, and it of course knows that. Who is Harry Potter? Or maybe I mistyped. Let's see if it understands it. Oh, we can also try it again. Who is Harry? Oh, there it goes. Is the main character in a series of fantasy novels written by the British author J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter series consists of 7 books and 8 movies. Wow, okay. Oh, list the Harry Potter movies. Let's see. Sometimes it takes a time to think about it. That's really interesting. Okay, let's. In the meantime, we can look at the chat here. Will AI put a lot of people out of work? Yeah, we can ask that. I actually asked it in the past. I gave a really interesting answer about that. Which types of jobs that are in danger? I'm not sure if the AI knows that, but we can ask that. Ah, okay. Half-Blood, Hollow, Part 1, Part 1, Part 2. Oh, okay. So it doesn't include the movies about the, what is it called, like with the beasts, whatever. You know what I mean? Oh, and there's some additional information here. Okay, cool. So let's ask this. People out of work. I mean, jobs will vanish, but there will be jobs created too. So that's just like the job market, right? That's just how everything works. You can't have a growing economy without new jobs being generated, right? That's just not possible. Okay. I mean, if you think about the base concept of our modern society as we have it today and the modern economy we have today, we are a very forward-moving society in that sense. Everything has to be new all the time, which includes, of course, also jobs. Okay, so it says, the use of artificial intelligence and automation in various industries has the potential to impact employees and the job market in different ways. Where AI and automation can increase efficiency and productivity in certain tasks, they may also lead to the displacement of some jobs that can be performed by machines more efficiently. At the same time, the adoption of AI and automation can also create new job opportunities in areas such as data analysis, machine learning, and AI development. It can also lead to the evolution and transformation of existing jobs, as workers may need to learn new skills or adapt to new technologies in order to remain competitive in the job market. Overall, the impact of AI and automation on employment will depend on the variety of factors, including the specific tasks and industries involved, the ability to train and education opportunities, and the policies and regulations that are in place to address the potential impacts on workers and society. It is important for individuals, organizations, and governments to carefully consider the potential impacts of AI and automation and to develop strategies to ensure that the benefits of these technologies are shared widely and that any negative impacts are minimized and mitigated. Yeah, so of course, like politics is involved. Like, also you have to think about the process of how companies, especially big companies, works and can change things is pretty slow. I mean, it depends on what's happening. But in a lot of senses, like for example, you will find that you go to companies and they still have Windows 8, or they still have like super outdated computers, or they still have like floppy disks they are using in their computers, even though they haven't been used for 20 years or something like that, because it takes a lot of money to replace things. It takes a lot of money to retrain your employees, and as long as the system works, there's no need to change anything. So a lot of the stuff you will find in companies is outdated, unless of course it's a new company or it's a very rich company that is like based on technology, stuff like that. Also, you have to consider that a lot of jobs people actually don't want to do. This is why we give them to other countries, because you can't really find anyone anymore who wants to do these kind of work that are very hard manual labor. So yeah, you just give it to other countries, and then people want to go, like most people today, if you ask them, what do you want to do? Do you want to have a dirty, laborful job where you sweat all day and your body is ruined with 60? Or do you want to sit in front of a computer in a nice office, talk with your colleagues and make some, like type some information into Excel sheets and be super fit and happy with 60 and enjoy another 20, 30 years of life, right? So which of these two would you choose? Especially the one gives you a lot of money and a lot of joy, and the other one gives you a lot of work and very little money. of course, everybody's going to say, hey, I want to be in an office. I want to have a nice job. I want to have a nice car and then retire with a lot of money. Why wouldn't you, right? So that makes a lot of sense. So that people don't want to have these jobs that are going out of business, right? They want to be on a computer. And this is why we are in an information age. We're not in the agriculture age. We are not in the industrial age, right? We are not in an age, a stone age or whatever, where people work by hand. We are in the information age. So we use computers today. People want to do that, right? And this is what you need more when you have AI, when you have computers, all these kind of systems. You need more people to do that because things are becoming more complex, not less complex, right? There's always this kind of misunderstanding when you have a machine that can do things, you need less people all of a sudden. It's not true. You need more people than before because it's more complex than before, but also you can produce more stuff than before, right? So the thing that has changed for us is not that we have less jobs than in the past. We consume more than in the past. So even though the machines can do stuff, we still need more people because our society is so complex and because we consume so many things, most of all information, which also has to be produced, that you need like millions and billions of people to create all that stuff that you consume every day. So there's really no like chance that jobs get less. Anyways, let's go on here. I'm talking more than the AI. I'm sorry for that. Okay. Can you make lyrics? Oh, yeah. Please write me a love song for my next date. There we go. Let's see if it has a good love song. And then I can sing. You will see on the news. When I'm getting arrested for singing in Bangkok love songs on the street. Oh, verse 1, there we go. Ooh, I'm not going to sing this, by the way. I'm going to read it. Here's a short love song that you could use for your next date. Verse 1. I've been waiting for this moment to tell you how I feel. You're the one I've been dreaming of, and now it's also real. Hey, woo, nice. A chorus. I have to book some people to sing the chorus. I love you more than words can say. You light up my world in every single way. I know that we can make it through as long as I am with you. Whoa. Okay, verse 2. You make me feel alive. You are the best inside my heart. You are the beat inside my heart. I never want to let you go. We'll make a brand new start. Okay. Is this the same then again? Oh yeah, okay. So the chorus is the same. And then a bridge. Oh, also a bridge. Okay. We'll chase our dreams and follow our hearts. We'll laugh and never be apart. I'll hold you close and never let you go. I love you more with every passing day. Okay, that didn't work so well. Then it's the chorus again. I hope this love song has set the mood for your next date. Hey, perfect. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, let's ask. What should I say as the first line to my Tinder contact? Let's see. It has some nice suggestions here. Getting dating advice from an AI. There we go. Already the AI is slipping into your DMs. There we go. Let's see if we have something nice there. Okay, what else do we have? Yeah, it is I think the AI can't learn right now because they want to avoid this debacle they had in the past with Microsoft. But in the future, we will see AIs that can learn from us because that's very, very necessary, right? If you could only ask one questions in a Turing test, which questions would you ask? Oh, okay. Oh, let's see here for the Tinder advice. It can be challenging to come up with the perfect opening line when starting a conversation with someone on a dating app. That could be a video. I use an AI to respond to my Tinder date. Would that be an interesting AI? Is it cruel? It's not cruel, right? Because I'm checking what the AI is writing and I'm approving it myself. So that might be interesting, right? That could be an interesting video. Okay, cool. It would be very strange to then also use the AI during the date to have it like tell you what to say to respond. Okay, let's say here. Well, what does it say? Here are a few suggestions for potential first lines that you could use. Hi, I saw your profile and thought you seemed like someone I'd like to get to know. What do you like to do for fun? I don't know. It sounds very technical. Hi, I'm new to this app and I'm looking to meet some interesting people. What brought you to Tinder? Okay, that's nice. That feels good. Okay. Hello. Your profile caught my eye and I wanted to say hello. What are you looking for on here? I don't know. Hi there. I love your photo and profile. Have you tried any new restaurants and activities lately? Okay, yeah, okay. Well, and if you haven't, we could try them together, probably. Hey, I'm a big fan of, common interest and hobby, fill in here. Big fan of Wednesday on Netflix, probably. Do you like the Netflix show Wednesday? Is it called Wednesday? I don't even know. I was very like, nah, I didn't like it too much. Anyways, there we go. And saw that you also enjoy it. Oh, okay. So you pick up something from the profile and then say, I also enjoy it. What's your favorite thing about it? That's a good question. That's actually good, and it connects. It builds like rapport with the person. That's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, nice. Interesting. So what else do we have here? This is really cool. Cyrano de Bergerac in the AI version. But should it write a book? I'm not sure what that means. Oh yeah. What would be a good Turing test question to ask you? Did I write that correctly? Turing test? Let me search this real quick. Oh, no. Close. Probably. I guess it understands what's going on. Turing test. Yeah, there we go. Has to think about that. We can read some chat messages. There was one on the same, Well, of course, the AI knows if 1 kilo gold or 1 kilo paper is heavier. So that should... Oh no, the server is experiencing problems. Oh, that's not good. Unless we have been cut off by the AI overlord for doing Turing tests here. Illegal Turing tests. That's not good. Oh, there we go. Whoop, sorry. Here are a few examples of questions that could be used in Turing tests. Describe a memorable experience you had recently. What is your favorite book and why? Ooh, okay. Of course, the AI can fake that, right? You can just say, oh, my memorable experience was this and that. Just make something up, right? Do you believe in life after that? Why or why not? Let's see. Like I said, ChatGPT doesn't have opinions, so probably there's nothing coming from that. Why does this... Okay, there we go. Let's look at the chat in the meanwhile. It wrote a movie script, actually a few of them. Yeah, it can actually tell some nice stories. I don't know coding, so I couldn't do that. Your food order arrived. Okay, that's good. You can program modules with it and write all prompts for it. You can actually use it to write emails for you. For example, say in a professional email, I don't want this job. Okay, now it's writing a professional email. Okay, let's see. So about the death and life, as an artificial intelligence, I do not have beliefs or personal opinions. I'm simply a program based on blah, blah, blah. So it doesn't give an answer. Okay. There we go. Dear employer, thank you for considering me for the position at company XY. After careful consideration, I've decided that this opportunity is not the right fit for me at this time. I appreciate the time and effort that you have invested in my application, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to learn more about your company and the role. I wish you and the team all the best in finding the right candidate for the position. Sincerely, your name. So there you go. You can just say, hey, I don't want that. And then it writes a nice email for you, right? Or if you are angry at someone or stuff like that, you can have the AI write a nice email for you. That's pretty nice, right? That's pretty cool. We can let's ask here. Let's ask I'm not married, but let's say my wife is angry at me. What can I do? Because this AI can also give pretty good life advice. You can ask, like, if you're bored, you're sad, what could you do? Pretty good. I've tried it. It's actually good advice you get. Let's see if this also gives you good advice. It can be difficult when your spouse is angry at you, but there are a few things you can try to help improve the situation. All right, let's see what that is. Okay, there we go. So first, listen actively and try to understand their perspective. Allow your spouse to express their feelings and try to understand where they are coming from. Avoid interrupting or becoming defensive. Pretty good advice. Apologize. If you have done something that has hurt your spouse, it's important to apologize and ask responsibly and take responsibility for your actions. Also good advice. Make amends. If appropriate, try to find ways to make amends for your actions. This could involve making steps to prevent similar situations from occurring in the future or offering some kind of restitution or compensation. Seek support. If the situation is causing you significant stress or if you're having trouble resolving the issue on your own, it may be helpful to seek the support of a therapist or counselor. Also good advice. Take care of yourself. It's important to remember to take care of your own well-being during times of conflict. Make sure to get enough sleep, exercise, and eat well. Okay, pretty cool. So yeah, it's pretty cool advice. What else could we ask about the AI? Maybe some existential things or stuff like that. It isn't you, it's me. Yeah, the classic. Tell the AI to write a text to get someone to do something or convince someone. Oh, yeah. Help me write a mail to convince my customer to buy my online course. Let's see if we get a good email. If it understands with the online course, maybe that's a bit too complex. Oh, here's a template you can use. Oh, there we go. Already. It's going to, dear customer. Okay, let's let it write for a bit. Seems to be a longer email. Ask the AI to choose 3 random nouns, then ask the AI to use the nouns to write a very short original fairy tale. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Oh my god, that's going to be a long email here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so what's the email here? And this, by the way, this is a future thing where the AI is writing the marketing materials and the emails to your customers for you, even maybe automatically by analyzing what the customer wants in the email and then responding accordingly, as you can see here. So let's read that text. Dear customer, I hope this email finds you well. I want to reach out to introduce you to our online course on blah 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 skill. Our course has already helped hundreds of professionals just like you to improve their skill and advance their career. Our curriculum is developed by industry experts and includes interactive lessons, hands-on projects, and personalized feedback from our team of instructors. Wow, that sounds already pretty good. What sets our course apart from the rest of our is our commitment to student success. We offer a variety of support resources, including one-on-one coaching and a thriving community of fellow students to help you stay motivated and on track to achieve your goals. Very good. We believe that investing in your professional development is an investment in your future. That's why we are offering a special discount to customers for a limited time. To take advantage of this offer and start learning this skill today, simply click on the link below and use the promo code at the checkout. Thank you for considering our course. We look forward to helping you succeed. That is pretty amazing. That's actually one of the best mails I've read about promoting an online course. It's very nice. It's very informative. It tells a lot about what you get from joining the course. Now, of course, you have to figure out how to provide all these things that are promised by the AI, but pretty amazing. I really like that. That's a very good mail. Okay, cool.